Hi, my name is Inga Harding and I'm from Abilene High School. I'm a treasurer for Stuco here. And this is Mr. Brown, our principal.
Thank you, Inga. Happy to welcome you to Abilene High School to help celebrate our American Education Week this year. We would like to have you visit in on a couple of classes and see what's going on in a couple areas this year. We will introduce you first to Mr. Bob Riedel, who is one of our special education teachers with the EMR people. And secondly, we'll take you down to Mrs. Linda Bankis to look at one of our Spanish classes.
All right, like I said, we've got this here and we've got 3 plants in this, and so if you will try to find 3 of these cuttings that will look nice together in a pot, remember you've got the roots covered, otherwise they're going to dry out, okay? Now this is a plant, isn't it? Yeah. Even though it's really small. So would that look good to put these together? No? Okay. So let's try to match some of those. Keep those roots covered. And how many we're going to put in each pot? 3. Okay. Yeah, some of them have been rooted in there a little while, so you're going to have to... Yeah, good job, Gary. Yeah. Well, now that's a start. Let's see. What are you going to put in there? What plant are you going to put in there?
Airplane.
Are these airplane plants? These are figs. We think figs. Okay. Now is that going to look good with the one that you've already chosen? All right. Okay. Can you see all those stems in there? Each one of those are individual plants. Here. Try digging underneath. Here. See? Okay? And that way you loosen the root system. Okay? Okay. All right, now that's fine. That's okay. Keep the root covered. Very good. Now, okay. Take it over to the other side. We want to make it look as even as possible. Okay, let's see here. Whoops, whoops. If you move those to the side, they'll fill out. If you stick them together, it's going to look like a... There we go. Yeah. Okay.
We're now in a Spanish 1 class of Dr. Linda Bankis. We have 2 Spanish 1 classes and a couple of Spanish 2 classes, about 50 students enrolled in Spanish.
Today we're going to review what we learned yesterday about masculine and feminine nouns. Who can tell me, how will you know if a noun is masculine or feminine? If it ends in a A, it's what? Feminine. If it ends in a O, it's masculine. Okay, with that in mind, tell me, what is this, masculine or feminine? Masculine. What is this?
Feminine.
Masculine.
Masculine. Feminine.
Okay, now that's easy. As long as the word ends in O or A, you know whether it's masculine because it ends in O or it's feminine because it ends in A. However, there are some nouns that don't end in O or A. Then we have to look at something else. If the noun doesn't end in O or A, then we have to look at the word, the modifier, the article, like A or N or D that it goes with it, to know whether the word is masculine or feminine. So for example, if a word has un in front of it, un is a word for A, and it's masculine. If it has the word una in front of it, una is the word for A or an, and it's feminine. So if we say un plato, for example, you know that the word plato has to be masculine because it has the masculine word for A in front of it. If we say una mesa, for example, mesa we know has to be feminine because it has the word una in front of it, and una is a feminine word. or it may have the word for the in front of it. For example, we say el plato. El is the masculine word for the, therefore we know that the word plato must be masculine. Or if it says la plata, la is the feminine word for the, so therefore we know that the word plata must be feminine. Okay, with that in mind then, here are some words. For example, el mantel. How do you know whether mantel is masculine or feminine? Because of the word el. Is it masculine or feminine? Masculine. Okay, masculine. The word la leche, masculine or feminine? Feminine. How do you know? La. Okay, because the word for the, la, is feminine. Here's the word el pan, masculine or feminine? Okay, how do you know? El. El. Okay, what about la carne? Feminine, because the word la is feminine. How about el jamón? Masculine. Muy bien. El tenedor? Masculine. Muy bien. El mantel? Masculine. Muy bien. La taza is the cup. How do you say a cup? Una taza. El platillo is the saucer. How do you say a saucer? Un platillo. Muy bien. La servilleta is the napkin. How do you say a napkin? Una servilleta. Bueno. Y el vaso is the glass. How do you say a glass? Un vaso. Muy bien. Okay.
We hope you've enjoyed your tour of a couple of classrooms at Abilene High School this morning. We thank you very much for joining us.
Hello, I'm Scott. This is Scott Rooney, and this is second grade at Kennedy School. And here's Mrs. Chase, our teacher, and I would like to introduce to you what we've been doing on computers so far. First, I'll show you. Here's what we've been doing. This is David, and this is a math program that we've been doing where we just practice our math facts. And it's different from most of the other computers because it's mostly just practicing, and there's no kind of game part to it like most of the other ones. And over here, we have Clayton working on Word Spinner, where it'll have 2 letters at the end, and you press the arrow keys up and down to move through the alphabet. And every time you get a word that's right, it gives you 10 points, and every time you get one that's wrong, it subtracts 10 points. I think it gives you 20. And there's a little, as you can see, there's a little box, or whatever you call it, and every time you get it full, then it'll have numbers, and you pretend like you're spinning for a prize, and you press the space bar, and when you let go of the space bar, whatever one it's on, then it'll show what was supposed to be under that, and you can pretend like you won that prize. Here's Carla, and here's Nick, and they've been working on this story program where you write a story, and then it has different characters and it moves them around, as you can see here. They're running a story right now, and what you do is you have 2 people get together, and then you have to choose from these words to make a sentence. And then whatever action you put in the sentence, it'll put the thing that's doing the action, it'll make it do what you wrote. Like if you wrote the girls go to the store, then it'll make a picture of a store and a girl, and then they'll run to the store. anything like that. On this computer, we've been doing, what you do is first you read a story, and then it'll ask you, it'll put certain events, and then it'll ask you what happened next, and you press what happened next, and then after that you do this game right here that they're doing, where it'll have some candles in a certain way, and you put the steps in the right order so that they'll end up like these. So that these will end up like these. Okay, move over to here. This is one that we didn't start, we just started about a few days ago, right in, and the first few games, it's learning about what different parts of sentences is, and like the where part, the what part, the who part, and they're doing one where it'll have a story, and then there's a blank, and you fill in the blanks. But one of the most neat things we've done here is when you do lots of the other games, then you can print it out with our printer over here, and it'll print you a certificate with your name and the date, and it'll tell like how much you won and what you did in the game, and how old you did.
Okay, what Scott Roney and I have tried to do is give you an overview of what we do in the primary grades at Kennedy in computers. We've used them through math and reading and writing of stories, which is an introduction to word processing, and then putting other stories together in creative writing, plus comprehension of reading skills in this computer here. The kids seem to really enjoy doing this, plus it gives them another introduction to computers and maybe makes them not feel quite so afraid of them as we get older. We hope that this gives you a good overview of what we've done at Kennedy through the primary grades in computers, and then Scott Reynolds will show you what we've done in the intermediate grades.
Hello, I'm Jennifer Boyd here in 5th grade Kennedy School, and this is our teacher, Mr. Reynolds.
One of the things we do at Kennedy is get involved with computers at an early age, and we have several hundred different types of programs at Kennedy, but mainly they're broken into about 6 or 7 different areas. For instance, today the kids wanted to show you one that involved word processing. We have a simulation, we have a programming disc, we have a drill and practice, and we'll just have to see what else the kids want to show you today.
One of the things we also like to do is work with computers. So I'm going to introduce some of the kids and what some of their programs are about, and I'll let them tell you a little bit on what each program is about. First of all, we have Vinnie Narciso, Jeremy Parks, Kevin Haight, Brian Pipes, and Melody Whitaker on a program disc entitled Drill and Practice. They are working on a certain program that is titled Word Attack. Vinny, do you have any words to tell on how Word Attack and what the purpose is behind it?
Well, what is happening here is that you have to, the definition down here, you have to shoot this up here and you get a certain amount of points. We're playing Word Attack right here. And it gives you a certain amount of time, and this is how many times you get to do it until it gets harder. Your score and your value, and the high is 7,200.
Thank you, Vinny. Our next group over here is entitled Graphics, and they are using the Koala Pad Painter. This is Mandy Hand and Joshua Kuntz working on a program entitled Koala Painter. It has to do with graphics. Mandy, can you tell what the purpose is and the opportunity of this?
Okay, what you have to do, there's all kinds of things that and you can draw something on it and then like frame it and fill it in, and you can make all kinds of pictures with it.
This is Jody Lynn with her group, Michael Boyd, Kalani Alvarez, and Jeremiah Schmitz. They're working on a program disc entitled Computer Programming. The certain program they are doing on this disc is Logo. It involves many different things, so let me have Jody tell you about it. Jody?
Logo is a simple program where you draw graphics using simple commands. Some of the commands are right or left, forward or backwards. You can also change the pen color by putting PC and then whatever color you want. And you can draw very simple things or harder things.
This is Billy Heineke with his group working on a program entitled Cells. This is Billy Heineke, Jamie Stone, Jared Haley, and Carrie Rohr. This also involves many different things, so I'm going to let Billy and his group tell you about it. Billy?
This is a simple program that has descriptions of cells and what they do, and there are questions you have to answer on it.
What you've seen today is some of the different ways that the 5th grade uses computers here at Kennedy School. Other things we'll be doing in the future, we hope, possibly using some of our programs, traveling to science fairs, maybe starting a computer club, using it in our classroom to type spelling sentences and other things like this. Jennifer, why don't you wrap it up?
Thank you very much for visiting Kennedy School 5th grade for American Education Week.